What's up, everybody?
Good
Welcome.
everyone. This is Streaming Live Academy, our wonderful, amazing podcast. Today we will speak about something that basically changed economics. The world is different today because GameStop is worth something as it's today. And this is why we are here today. Why does GameStop why do they value something? I don't know. Why is this worth something? I don't even know. But we will speak about that today, guys. Come on. Wow.
So GameStop and Reddit.
Exactly.
Goliath versus David. Or David versus Goliath. Whichever way you roll.
Who's David and who's Goliath?
Yeah, that's the question we're here to answer at streamingliveacademy.com.
So to sum it up,
go for it.
Oh, yeah,
yep.
I go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
To sum it up, basically the situation is the following: we are having a little bit of trouble with the stock of GameStop, and the reason is simple. In the last 6 months, basically, or we can even say the last year, the value of GameStop stocks went up by 1,600%. And why is that? Not because the company changed something, not because the basis of the economical situation of the company changed anything. The company is still in the same bad situation it was 1 year ago, but a group of normal people, amateur traders, decided to basically invest in GameStop for the simple fact that a lot of big banks and big companies decided to short the stocks of GameStop. So basically, they are saying the stock will go lower, it will not go higher. So we want to say it will basically go down. And these people are just saying, we don't want the banks to earn all of those money. We will go against them. We will make GameStop stock great again. What do you think about it?
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think
it is.
Before the podcast, didn't I? I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. Almost like a good hub video, you know? Like a good one. Makes you cry a little. That good, I think.
But what do you think, for example, Jaber, what do you think about the fact that the politicians and the economical guys are saying, this is bad, we are basically losing money in our banks, you can't do this is illegal. But when a bank does this, that's basically the same identical thing, it is definitely fine, no worries whatsoever. What do you think?
Well, first and foremost, it's not illegal. I think it's because they're probably a little bit worried now that, a whole load of people in a Reddit subreddit actually they all got wind of this and went, that isn't going to happen. These hedge funds aren't going to rip people off by selling high, buying low. We're going to get in first and buy these stocks. And I think somebody worked out from the article I was reading, somebody worked out that if a whole load of them bought them all at once, it raised the stock price, which is what happened. And when Elon Musk actually tweeted about it, it caused it to accelerate.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
I think
Anwar, for your take, because I generally like the point of view of Jaber, but I would like to ask you something just a little bit more precise, because I know you have a strong opinion on that. This situation is directly related with our social economical structure. Basically, the internet made everything available to everyone, not only banks or big stakeholders or big money investors can actually invest in the stock market. And these kind of situations are basically creating some sort of negative attitude into the political situation of the different parts, because it's like going in a situation in which normal people can finally do something just because they stick together. And it is good, or is it bad? What do you think?
I think so. Kind of long answer, but I think it shows that. So I've always told my friends that I started to go into Wall Street. If you worry about 1 hour of my work is $10 or 15 or whatever it is, and that's what my hour is worth, then Wall Street's not for you. Because for Wall Street, they don't care about that hour. They decide 5 minutes in how much those $10 are, and then an hour later, they want to make it 20. It's 20. You know, it's just a game. It's word of mouth. It's kind of like money is nowadays anyway, since we're not based on gold. But people, the professionals, the ones with the titles and crap, they do it all the time, and it's fine. You know, 10,000 employees on GameStop lose their job because those rich people decided that GameStop's not worth it anymore and we're going to make money. Who cares about the 10,000 employees, right? No. But then the ones in those 10,000, they decide, you know what? We can play this game too. Because of Robinhood, you know, mostly, and those apps that now allow us to. And then they play it. The big dudes are like, why are you playing my video game? That's my video game. Get off my video game. Go get your own. That's my controller. You know, when console players are like, my brother's using my favorite controller. And so I think Robinhood blocking GameStop is evidence that Citadel, I think it's Robinhood's parent company, is all like...
Yeah, well, Robinhood is a broking platform like eToro and somewhat, so it's open to everyone. That's the nice part of it.
Yeah, but they blocked GameStop sales, and so I think that just shows that Robinhood was listening to the higher ups. You know, the higher ups start pointing fingers. Robinhood's like, okay, I'm covering my tits. You know.
Now, on this point, I always remember my parents telling me, remember that money does not grow on trees, and that's actually somewhat a smart thing to say. But now, with my economical knowledge, I think that's stupid AF for the simple fact that they don't grow on trees. Yes, they are basically printed every day, so they are even more worthless than ever. So, what is your take on all of this situation, my favorite Luki?
Well, first, I think it's a good thing. I would say. I think probably in the past when stocks got short and it didn't grab that much attention, but yeah, now with Robinhood and other apps that make it first of all free to trade. I think in the US, all brokerages right now are absolutely free to trade. You can buy and sell without any fees on it. In Europe, not yet, but so it makes it accessible for everyone. Robinhood was not the only ones that put a hold on GameStop, and I think AMC as well. Trade Republic, the ones that pretty popular, at least in Germany, like the basically same thing as Robinhood, but it's used in Germany. Did the same thing. On the other side, I think it can be dangerous for people who just are jumping on the hype, but not actually paying attention to where it's going. I think I was happy. I bought in low, I sold high, but I think less maybe educated people that pay less close attention might jump in when GameStop was almost at its highest, $400 a share or something, to jump on the hype because they think, oh, it's going to go up and up and up and up. And they don't keep the bigger picture in mind that this is it's a short squeeze, right? Like within the next couple months, it could go back down to its original $10 a share or something. And depending on how much they invested, they will just lose a bunch of money. So I think on the one side, it's good. Hedge fund companies are, I guess, somewhat like regulated or controlled by the public, which is nice. I think they definitely should not be mad that anyone is picking up their video game right now. But I think, and I want to say that was, at least that was the official statement of Robinhood and Trade Republic, that they put a hold on this because it's dangerous for uneducated people just throwing money into a stock that we all know is gonna go down once this short squeeze and everything is over.
Well,
Um,
we all know
yeah.
that banks lost. I know banks that lost basically 100% of their investment in a loss. So we are speaking about more than 5, 10, 20 millions at a time. And
Yeah, it's billions. It's in the
it is.
billions.
So the big fear right now is it is a bubble. Jabor, you agree that this is a bubble, or you maybe say maybe not, maybe say that's something else.
I just think it's I think it's where everything is now coming. I hate this expression. Coming into the 21st century,
Mm-hmm.
things are becoming a lot easier to do for the average Joe. You know, so I think the people in these hedge funds are generally these old fat cats that are just sat there and that right with all
Stroking
their
their
old
cat.
fat bodies, right. But now that all these people have, you know, the Robin Hood thing, they're now probably just a little bit worried because now these people, they've shown that actually the average Joe can now manipulate the stock market in their favor.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're thinking, oh God, so it might change the face of the stock market as we know it within the next, 5 to 10 years or something like that. Or, they might bring out more laws against it or more regulations around it. So, if there are any, I'm not really clued up with that, but yeah.
Well, there are many regulations, but the main point is that banks have to follow a specific set of data and structure before investing in anything. They have to do a specific type of analysis depending on their bank, their structure, to actually have the possibility to buy something. Like they can't say, "Oh, well, this will probably go up." No, they have to do all of the data analytics and the Excel sheets, and So the point is that with all of this stuff happening, any stock can basically go outside of the
norm.
those norms that banks follow. So you can't basically from now, I would say, you can't be sure that just by following the norms you will actually be kind of successful. So the banks strategies are not, or maybe will not work anymore on every stock. What is your point? Is this any good for us small investors, or that's just bad for the banks, and for us that's basically kawabunga? What do you think, Anwar?
I think it depends on the outcome. It's because I'm not a big fan of, like, I'm a big fan of big tech, but at the same time, once they lose their humanity, then I'm not a big fan of it. And I feel like Wall Street is all money. Like the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, if you watched it, it says it there. These guys like money more than sex. And that's scary to me. There's not a lot of things
with
I
money
like.
You can have a lot of it.
And so that's why I'm like, when you get to that point, then it's a little worrisome, man. And I'm not a fan of regulation, honestly. I'm not a fan of it. Let people burn themselves if they want to.
So you say that if we start losing values, core values, it will basically become a bad world, a bad economical world, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then if you add regulation, it's just, I believe in the people. And if the people will decide to destroy themselves, then go at it, Jimmy. Your little neighborhood wants to, destroy themselves, then go at it. I don't want the government coming and telling me not to do it. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you are kind of you have a liberal mindset about it. You agree that there is an invisible hand that will basically manage the market based on the people's needs. Like that.
By itself, not necessarily.
Well, not totally
There's
by
already
itself.
an
We know that
invisible
a little
hand.
bit, yeah.
It's there.
I mean, this time the invisible hand was Elon Musk's hand, to be honest.
Was
Yeah, so
Oh.
I don't know. I don't really know.
I don't think it's that easy to say either the people are going to regulate it or the government is going to regulate it. I think this was like I think to this extent it was like a first. It never happened this this drastically, and just with everything, I think the next 5 or so years will show how much government regulation will be put in. I think there needs to be a certain level of government regulation, even though it might go against the core idea of the market of supply and demand. But I feel like otherwise it's gonna become obsolete. If almost anyone is able to manipulate the market to that point, then what is even the point of the market? I feel like if there are no regulations, a lot of companies will take advantage of it. Companies will find ways to have the people manipulate their stock in their favor. And I think there needs to be some kind of regulation. Same regulations there are that companies can form a certain monopoly, or that certain companies can, what do you call it? Price gouging. Like they can't agree on a price on a product to run out competition and things like that.
Antitrust rules, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I would say so.
Backbone.
Yeah, because otherwise, I think it's gonna just end in chaos.
So a mild sort of regulation to just basically cut out very bad situation that may actually affect and damage in a very aggravating and bad way, not only like amateurs like maybe us or semi-professional, but even to some sort and to some point even banks.
Yeah,
I have an example. Perfect example. It's an ancient one.
An example.
I want the 10 Commandments. I don't want the Pharisees' rule of I need to only take 6,000 steps on a Sunday or I'm going to hell. You know the difference between the two? One's really strict. The other one's just a backbone that keeps your back straight. And I don't like going too far to the 6,000 steps.
The point is that if we are not careful, the only regulation that we will end up having is the Hammurabi rules. And that's basically, if you do something bad, someone else will do even worse to you. And I don't really like that at all. At all.
Agreed.
So I think that's basically our take on this argument. If any one of you want to share something else, because it's a very,
I could do it in 1 minute.
It's a difficult, go for it.
Did you notice the reaction of Gamergate that was thrown all over the media, and then Discord blocking the big channel for the people, and then they reverted, and then they said, okay, we'll help you moderate it, because some people were starting to throw hate speech around. And I was like, you can make an easy bot that just goes around on Discord servers and just starts slurs everywhere. So I don't know. I didn't like that. I did not like Discord's approach to it. What do you guys think about that, if you read into it?
After seeing Twitter banning the ex-president of the United States, I don't really see any problem whatsoever in anything I see on the social. So I don't know.
But to sum the whole GameStop thing up, I think it's good to get involved. And with anything, I think it's good to not just take the word for it from government, banks, or whatever. Do your own research, but I think people need to be careful. There are some people that I know, they jumped in at $2.90 a share, and they're not going to get their $2.90 a share back. So
it's $325 now.
Yeah.
They need to sell.
If you want to sell, you should probably get rid of it relatively soon. But yeah, I think you just need to be careful with it, especially when there are some people that might throw savings accounts or something like that in there to think I can make a quick buck or something, and then literally overnight the stock can go up like crazy, or it can just all go down, and when you wake up the next day, your savings are gone. So I think it's good to be involved, but I think you need to do your research and not just jump on every hype that's going around.
Yeah.
We have a dead end war.
That's probably just lagging again.
The way I would describe it, how I would describe the FIFA market. Don't invest anything in it that you are not willing to lose.
Absolutely right.
Hey, man,
That's an amazing phrase. Yeah, I totally.
That was a good closing. Yep.
Sign up for a free content creation PDF to protect you from this kind of stuff, sort of, in your career or hobby. Just give us your email.
Streaming Live Academy, guys. Thank you and have a beautiful weekend.